Hello guys, it's Cherrye Bess here. I'm not quite sure how to invite people. Let's see. So we're gonna have Let's Talk with Cherrye Bess, and today we are going to talk about some possible reasons why this COVID was unleashed on the people. And we're going to also talk about why they hate us so and why they are killing us like they're doing with no reprimand in sight. Why they have been given the permission and the orders to kill black people and not suffer any punishment. It's in the Bible. It's in Exodus 1, 7 through 22. It's very short. It's not a long, drawn out sermonic story or nothing. I'm just going to tell you the story, and I'm going to let you put two and two together, because when I was told this, I read Exodus 1. I started with chapter 7 and read through 22. I started with verse 1 and I read through to verse 22. And in this chapter, now you know Exodus is the second book in the Bible, so you don't have to go looking all through the Bible trying to find Exodus. It's the second book. Genesis is the first book, and Exodus is the book right after Genesis. So just fan through those first little few pages of the Bible till you get through Genesis, and you'll find Exodus. Because I really want everybody to read this, church, unchurched, whether you believe in God or not. I'm talking about what's happening to us now as black people. I'm going to talk about that because I was shocked and amazed. I also published on my Facebook page this white minister who is also in law enforcement telling exactly what I'm finna tell you. Okay, I just thought I would revamp it because I didn't think you all would watch him tell it because he was white. I didn't think people would watch him, the black people. And I really want to target my community with this message, so we can then decide how we want to move forward. Because this not going nowhere. In fact, it's going to get really bad. And you'll see it. So at least if you can see it here now, you can... Okay, I've invited a lot of people. It's the first time I ever did that. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Cynthia Small, Doc. Please... share this so certainly the people on your contacts can see it. So I listened to a guy who is a minister. He's a white law enforcement officer who directed me to Exodus 1, the first chapter, verses 7 through 22. And it is the story. The book of Exodus is the second book of the Bible, and it describes the Israelites being delivered from slavery in Egypt. Hear me now where I'm going. Okay, so Exodus 7 talks about the children of Israel, how they were being fruitful, and they were multiplying, and they were outnumbering the people in Egypt. So in this case, Egypt would be the dominant race here. We're going to compare. We're going to side by side compare. Egypt in this story would be the dominant race here in America. And the children of Israel would be the slaves and the people who are being oppressed in America. Because it's not just slave people. It's all black, brown people, all poor people got the dominant race knee on their neck trying to kill us. Okay. So what happened in the Bible, though, I'm talking about the Bible. The people in Egypt had enslaved the children of Israel, and hard things had been put upon them, just like it's being put upon us now. Systems had been devised. They suffered greatly. They worked hard, and they really didn't kill it. They didn't care if they worked them to death. They just die, throw them off, and bring the next one. Okay, that's how ruthless Egypt was back in this particular day. So the slaves, the children of Israel had become slaves. All of them, not just the children, but the whole race of them had become slaves for the Egyptians. During this time, even though they were being oppressed hard, the children of Israel was making babies and having babies, and they outnumbered quite a bit the people of Israel, the people of Egypt. So it became evident that they were rising and getting strong and more mightier and powerful than their masters. So a new king came up, 45. A new king rose for the Egyptians. And this king said, I fear that with all this multiplying and having babies, that the children of Israel, excuse me, will outnumber us, join with our foes, and defeat us and take over. And we will no longer be the dominant race, but they would. Good morning, Amanda. Thank you for joining. So, yes, the children of Israel were outnumbering the Egyptians. And it was very likely that they would take over. However, the children of Israel didn't want to kill everybody and all that. They just were getting mightier, stronger, wiser. And they were rising up and they were taking over. And in order for the Egyptians to maintain their supremacy, to maintain their knee on the slave's neck, to maintain their money, their source of income and resources being made by the slaves, they had to find a way to limit those numbers. They was having babies and educating them, and they were learning how to build buildings because they was the one building them. So the Pharaoh, the king at that time, said, he told the midwives, the Hebrews, he told those midwives, he said, kill all the boy babies, because they were the midwives who delivered the babies. He said, kill all the boy babies and leave the girls, because I can find use for the girls, but kill the boys. But the Hebrew midwives feared God more than they feared the king, and they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't kill the baby. And he asked them, he said, I decree, I told you all to kill the boy babies. Why haven't you done that? And so then he was informed that these midwives are Hebrews and they fear God more than they fear you. And they're not going to do it. So he went out and decreed it for all the people all over the nation, the dominant people. He told them, okay, so we going to kill all the Hebrew boys because they getting too plentiful and they getting too strong and they too mighty and we're not going to be able to overcome them. We're going to kill all the boys. He told that to the entire nation. Do you see the side-by-side comparison? Okay, so I'm not saying this is the reason why it's happening. I'm just giving you a story that sounds very like the story here. We are rising, not just the children of slaves, the black people, but brown people too. That's why Trump and all his people up there in the White House, that's why the dominant race does not like the Mexicans, because the Mexicans are rising. And they coming over here with skills, baby. The black folks already got skills. They're getting educated and knowing how to run this thing. But now, the white people, the dominant race over here in America, see that the numbers are exceeding their numbers. They see that the men and the women of these other races other than theirs are stronger, mightier, and wiser than them. And they know that eventually we will overcome them and rule this land. So it is quite possible that a decree has gone out to kill all the males, especially in the blacks. Now look at the population. The population that we read and say is 33% black and 67% white, or 66% white and 1% other. So really, African Americans are the dominant minority in America. It's 33% of the 328 million people in America. A third of those people are black. A third of them. And about 2/3 is white, which is about 33% black, 66% white, and 1% other. So if you kill the boys of the dominant minority race in your country, because that 1% don't really count in their mind, you kill the boys of the dominant minority race, which is us, that'll limit the numbers of us who are being born over here. Any baby that I have they think it's going to be their baby. But we all know when a black woman has a baby from anybody, the baby's black. So, yeah, I got a little sniff. So the reason why they, the dominant race, are killing black men like flies on the windowsill is because they see our numbers rising. And they think we're going to rise up and take over and dominate this land that they took from the natives. So now someone has sent out a decree to kill all the black folks. Kill all the black men. They say they don't kill black women, but kill all the black men. So they have a mission now and permission now to just kill all the black folks. And so when the coronavirus was released, and this is my own opinion, when the coronavirus was released, it was really targeted at China because, you know, our fierce pharaoh over here all of a sudden can't stay in China. Because China has the corner on the money market. Everything comes from China. Everybody buys everything from China. From other countries do that too. So I think they thought that if they could kill everybody in China, that we now could corner the market, the money market. So I think coronavirus was released over in China in an effort to kill them off. But we all know they survived, and they survived better than we. So when that virus didn't quite do what they meant for it to do, they added something in it. They sprinkled something in it. So we saying coronavirus, but it's something else in America. No other country had as many cases and had as many deaths as America. No other country. We got some countries coming up, but right now, we stretch far and wide in millions of cases and 100,000 deaths. Other countries our size and larger had 5,000 deaths, 4,000 deaths. And they got billions of people, 4 times as many people in the population than America. You know, they make us think America is the biggest and the strongest and the best country out there. But there are other countries that are bigger than us in number. They have billions of people. America only has 328 million people. Not a billion. But those countries had far less cases and deaths than America. So if it talk like a duck and walk like a duck, it is. But if it doesn't talk like a duck and it doesn't walk like it, then it's not. So whatever was in the other countries, this is something different over here because it's killing like fire. And so a decree has been made, I believe, over in America to kill all our black men so that our numbers would decrease. Because right now, they brought us over here to be slaves, and that's all they intended for us to be as slaves. They ain't gonna ever consider us equal. They ain't gonna ever, that was not their point. Their point was to bring us over here to do this grunt work for them so that they could live like kings, so that they could be pharaohs, so they could be the taskmasters. They never meant for us to be equal, and they still don't. They not ever gonna love and treat us like equals and bring us up, take their knee off our neck so we can live and breathe. That ain't never gonna happen. Never, because they don't want to give up what white supremacy and racism gives them. They didn't want to give up those benefits. I mean, who would? If you were white and you know, you living in life, you got money coming in your bank account by the billions and the millions and the hundreds of thousands. You know, you could just make money just by saying, hey, I'm white. I come to work. No skills, no education, no nothing. You just white. And you get the top job. You know, you get to be the CEO of a company you ain't never heard of before just because you're white. And your bank account fats up. You get whatever house, car, life to live. You know, that's white privilege. That's what white people can do. But we can't do that. Even if we go to school and get all kind of doctorate degrees and skills and learn how to do things in this world, white folks rule. They are the dominant race. They do not intend to give up that power. They don't. They don't intend to take their knee off our necks so we can breathe. They don't intend to do that. And now they have started killing us because a decree has been made. Kill all the black men. So that those numbers, the population of the black race will go down because we are outnumbering them in people and we're outsmarting them. And soon they feel we're going to join with their rivals and overthrow them. That is what they fear. Now, what you do with this knowledge is going to be your business. I want you to share this with everyone. This message needs to go viral. I'm Cherrye Bess, but it ain't about Cherrye Bess. It's about this message. I got this message from a white minister who is in law enforcement. And I published his message on my Facebook page. But I feared that people wouldn't watch it because he was white and they didn't want to hear what he had to say. I watched it. He came from the book of Exodus. I read Exodus. I saw what he was saying. And I came to some conclusions myself about how I would direct my sons and my life. Okay, go in peace. Please spread this message everywhere you go. Tell people to read Exodus 1 through 22. They just need to read the whole. And the first part of it just tell about the children's names, and it gives you the genealogy of how you got where we are. But Exodus 1, 7 through 22 can explain everything that's going on right now. Peace. Stay safe. Have a good day. Do whatever you can to make sure you are safe. Because this is not finna stop. And it's probably going to end up in more bloodshed than we've ever seen in this generation. Bye-bye.